I'm back for the part 2 of our Hong Kong and Macau adventure. Previously, I shared the happenings during our first day and the day we went to Disneyland. This time, I'll be showing you our last day in Hong Kong and our what I like to call speedrun trip in Macau. But for now, here's our last full day in Hong Kong. My eye update, it got a bit better. In the morning, I was so thankful that my sister and friends went out ahead to find a treatment for my eye. For context, as I also shared in the last video, during this trip, my left eye was hurting pretty badly. But it didn't really bring me down all throughout. After getting ready, we went to this art exhibition that was filled with lights and sound. The exhibition was called Art M, and it was really pretty. I've experienced something like this before, so it made me feel nostalgic. After that, we went on a long walk to get on the Peak tram for us to go to the famous Victoria Peak. It was my first time riding the Peak tram. Riding on it allowed us to have a pretty unique perspective of the city. We were going upwards,
everything sideways,
with a view of the mountains ahead of us and the city behind us. It was so fascinating how nature and the modern urban scene blended together, and how the scenery slowly shifted from one to another. It's as if we entered a portal. When we got there, it was super cold and foggy.
Holy shit, kalam may ice cream.
It made the place feel mystical, but at the same time, filled with a lot of energy. We ate and relaxed at a restaurant, and we talked so much about life, the future, and everything that both mattered and didn't. It's as if the peak helped us soothe our hearts as it took all our worries away.
Mag-run ako ng video dive. Go dive. Pagtabi lang. Can I skip to the good part? Ako very ad. Ako yung ad.
Ano, ganda siya buildings yung likod. Home to mama.
As we went down, we had a pretty funny discovery. The way to the Peak tram was really near from our hotel. We laughed so much because we actually thought it was super far. But I guess this is the essence of adventure. It brings you a lot of surprises, both good and bad. We freshened up and changed in our hotel. We decided to go out since it was our last night in Hong Kong. However, the weather did not cooperate with us. The rain was pouring so heavily, and we decided to wait for it to go away, but time was ticking. So, at around 11 in the evening, we decided to just briskly walk through the rain and find a destination, and finally found an open but empty resto bar. We ate and had a few drinks. We talked and enjoyed the night away. The next day, we hurriedly went to the terminal to buy our tickets for the ferry ride to Macau. We all were bringing our luggages and bags, and so it was a bit hectic, but we somehow still found joy in between. We were able to secure tickets for the ride, but instead of going earlier as we planned, we were able to get the ones that leave at around 6 p.m. So, we made a quick addition to our plans, safely left our luggages, and decided to make a quick run to Mongkok. We went around the busy and populated area for about an hour and a half. And then hurriedly went back to the port. It felt like a mini marathon, but it was worth it. It was nothing compared to our full-on Amazing Race marathon in Macau. When we got back, we rode the ferry and rested. We arrived at Macau at around 7 o'clock. When we rode the bus to our hotel, it was truly hectic again. We weren't sure where we were heading, and the map was also so confusing. We went around circles and went back and forth. Thankfully, a local woman helped us and told us to go around the entire route again, at which stop we should get off. The ride felt so long, but it was also a way for us to be able to observe and take in the city. When we reached our hotel, we changed and left our things. And this is where our designated tourist guide comes in. And luckily, he was also our friend, JM. JM and my sister has visited Macau before, but JM was able to explore it more. He also really loved the city because it matched his nature and soul, and I truly agree. It was late at night, probably around 10 p.m., and we walked around the streets. I was so amazed at how the city looked so old, but yet somehow still feels so new. It was a charming mixture of both the antiques and new or modern. The cobblestone streets and run-down buildings felt so romantic and filled with a lot of history. And the yellow lighting felt like I was in a scene from an old European movie. We stopped by at a local street food store. The food tasted so good that it made it one of the best stops in Macau. The owner was really friendly too.
Number
At around 12 in the morning, we continued to walk some more as JM led us to the ruins of St. Paul's. The energy there was so calming, but also bright. There were a lot of people hanging out and just sitting down by the stairs, but it didn't feel crowded at all. Everyone was just minding their own business and doing their own thing, which I think was perfect. We all then decided to go to the place where a lot of hotels and casinos were gathered. As we walked to find a near bus station, I realized that this was my first time hurriedly going around a foreign city and going to some of its tourist spots late at night. We were lucky enough that our late night tour was in Macau because this city is definitely wide awake 24/7. This quick night tour had its unique charm though. It was truly a memorable experience. We stopped across the Persian and we took a lot of photos. The place was full of so much lights, and the architecture of the different hotels and casinos were all so different and iconic. The place was art itself. We entered the different hotels, malls, and casinos. The place was so huge that we had to pick up the pace if we wanted to see more. And so we did. We wished we could have stayed longer, but we still felt grateful for being able to visit this beautiful city. We recognized how different hotels had different themes and looks both different on the outside and inside. Each of them truly stood out. After walking endlessly, taking so much photos, at around 3 in the morning, we finally decided to go back to the hotel. Our flight back home was around 11 in the morning, so we had to wake up a bit early. We rode a taxi going back to the city as we took one last grasp of the breathtaking night scene of Macau. In the morning, our marathon continued as well. So we quickly got ready and went to the airport. And this is where our Hong Kong and Macau trip concluded. I always love to travel and see different sceneries. It doesn't matter if it's my first time visiting a place or I keep going back to a certain location. The spirit of excitement and adventure is what I live for. And the best part of traveling, if you're not alone, is your companion or companions. They're the ones who experience the journey with you, both all the good and bad times. And there's just this different feel of going through a foreign country together. After the trip, your bond with your companions somehow becomes stronger. So to my sister, who is my forever travel buddy, to Andrew, JM and Kate, thank you for this spontaneous trip of ours last April. I may had a bit of a rough situation from time to time, but you guys made everything feel so light and fun. And to you who is watching, thank you for reliving our memories with me. Let's all keep growing and keep seeking new experiences by going on more adventures, making more art, and seeing more of this world. Until the next one.